Hey, what's up YouTube? I make a lot of houses. I make some good houses, and I make some not so good houses. But in between the good houses and the bad houses, I make some houses that aren't good or bad. They're just plain weird. So in no particular order, in today's video, I want to show you guys some of the weirder houses that I've made that otherwise nobody would see. So without any further ado, why don't I show you some weird builds that I've made in the recent past. So the first one that I have for you is really quite strange. I'm not even sure what I was getting at with this particular build, but the idea is kind of simple, I suppose. So what we have here on the side of this man-made hill is kind of like a tank. This is kind of like a house tank. Let me explain. So this tank is built on the side of a hill. It's filled with water. The way that you get in is you walk up the side of the hill. You can actually climb into the top of the tank here by this trapdoor. You drop down, and here is where the house is. Why did I build? I don't know, but if we actually enter the house here, you can see that built into the hill, we actually have like an alright interior. Now, it's not that well built because when I designed this house, I just kind of thought to myself, like, why are you making things so unbelievably complicated? Why would you build like a tank for the house to sit in when it's just going to be built into a hill anyway? Why wouldn't you just like build an exit / entrance like on top of the hill, like leading into it? Doesn't make any sense. I'm not sure why I built this. I don't know what purpose it was gonna serve. That's house number one. That's the first one. Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of like the underwater yet not underwater house built onto the hill, which is kind of unnecessarily complicated to get into. Moving swiftly on to number 2, this is the second house that I have to show you. This is what I've been calling the traffic light house. I don't know why or what or for. I don't know. I don't know why this house exists. It's weird. I kind of like it. It's very futuristic looking, but it's flawed in many ways. And the idea is quite simple with this one as well. We have a tower. I stuck in some spheres going all the way up. So the idea is that you climb the tower, and every single time you have a colourful sphere, or a part of the traffic light, as I like to think of it, you have a living space. So it's really, it's not too bad. It's kind of like an interesting idea. It's very different looking, and of course, as you climb up each one of the individual sections, assuming that you remember to put enough ladders in your house, then you have a living space, or 3 separate living spaces going all the way up to the tippity top of your tower, which is also fit with balconies. And I don't know what it's just look at it. Just look, it's so strange looking, yet I still like it. I don't know whether to actually make a house like this and make it just a little easier to make and actually do something along the lines of this. I kind of like it. I do, but it's just so strange. This is weird house number 2. Why don't I show you what else I have in store for you guys? Oh, here's another strange one. So this is actually a house that I really love. I love the concept of it. I love how it looks, and I love the idea of it. But that doesn't stop it being kind of a weird house. So this is an Enderman. This is a little mini Enderman. He's very cute, and he is holding a house. He didn't mean to grab it. He wanted the grass block that was under it. But in grabbing the grass block, he now has a little mini house, and he doesn't know what to do with it. And if we have a walk up to Mr. Enderman, and if we climb up the inside of his leg, climb up the inside of his leg, and if we actually walk into it, this is Cinnamon the horse. But if we ignore Cinnamon, which is very difficult to do as she has taken up most of the living space, then you can see that we actually have a functional house inside of, well, the house. It's stupid to think that, like, it's weird to think like, it's a little mini house, Of course it's a house, of course it works, but you kind of don't expect that because it's being carried by an Enderman, if that makes any sense whatsoever. But this is definitely a strange house, but I love this one. This is one of my personal favorites. As a matter of fact, there's even a tutorial for this. It's so strange, but I love it anyway. It's fantastic. Let me see if I can find another weird house. I bet I don't have to go very far. Yeah, that didn't take long whatsoever. So this is the fourth house that I have to show you. This is also kind of like an incredibly weird concept. I've showed this on the channel before. This one also actually has a tutorial, but that doesn't stop it from being strange at all. So it might be kind of difficult to kind of tell like what this is if you don't already know. This is a fishbowl. You might be able to see some shadows inside of it. This is a fishbowl house. So if we come all the way down to the bottom front of the house and we actually walk through this glass chamber, you'll walk in and you'll notice that there's kind of like stuff in the fishbowl. You'll notice that there's water flowing and you can actually access the castle in the center of the bowl, and this can be used as a nice survival house. But actually, if I empty the bowl of water, if I actually get rid of all of the water inside the house, you'll get a better idea of what's going on. That's a lot better. So now we can actually see what we're working with here. And I mean, it's not that strange. It is strange. It's kind of weird. Why would anybody want to live in the center of a fishbowl? But you can kind of see the idea now. So we have the castle in the middle, which is obviously meant for this lovely goldfish that we have here. We even have a jellyfish up here as well. I made it out of glass. Yeah, you cannot even remotely see it once the water's in here. We have some weeds and stuff. We have plenty of like the sea lanterns are supposed to like be air bubbles that are floating around. We have some light at the bottom. We have sand. We even have a chest over here. We have a rock. Oh, I know, a rock is so impressive. In one of the versions that I've made of this, I actually had like an open clam with like a pearl in it and everything. Like it's a really strange house. But once again with these strange houses, what I'm learning about myself is I really do like these. I like these strange houses. They're a lot different from what you might usually see around the YouTubes. It's really weird, but you know what? This isn't weird in comparison to what I'm about to show you, which is probably one of the weirdest, strangest creepiest looking houses that I've ever made. Let me show you. They say that if you spend long enough staring into the abyss, eventually the abyss stares back. And this is the reason that I'm actually making this video, because this house creeps me out on a daily basis. This is supposed to be a Roblox themed house. This is like a John Doe. It's kind of like you've got his chest, you've got his arms, you've got his head, and the interior of this is a house. But this house is so creepy that I actually I would never make a tutorial for this on the channel. He is so incredibly scary. As I say, he really does scare me on a daily basis. But the idea is this. So we have the John Doe, we have his chest, his head, his arms, as I mentioned. And if we walk inside here, then we have an interior. We have loads and loads of storage. We even have some lighting. And if we climb up to his head, if we climb all the way up to the tippity top, then we have a survival house. We have some beds. We have loads and loads of storage, crafting table, all sorts of stuff. But the interior isn't the problem. The problem is the exterior. The problem is that face more than anything. That face is just 100% weird. I don't like it. There's something unsettling about it, and that this is literally the only reason why I'm making this video, because I was just staring at this the other day and was like, what? Why would anybody do this? And I don't have an answer. And that's it. That's pretty much it. So I hope that you guys have had as much fun as I have touring all of these weird houses with me. This is kind of like a different video idea. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, please do remember to smack that like button. That'd really help me out. I've built so many houses and stuff over the past years, literally years, that I could even make another one of these or a video similar. If you guys have any ideas, please do leave suggestions down there in the comments. If you did enjoy this video, taking a little bit of a look into my very, very creepy world. If you do enjoy the content, please remember to subscribe to the channel. That'd really help me out. It's the little subscribe button next to the little picture of Spider-Man. No, not the one, not that one, that one. It looks like that. Yeah, you guys can do that. Click the little bell next to the subscription button and you won't be disappointed. Trust me, it'll make sure that you get all my videos sent directly to your sub box. And by the way, guys, if you want to check out any more of my content, like if you want to make some non-creepy houses such as the Simpsons house or even some suburban style houses or most of the other stuff that you'll see whilst touring this world, check out the card system in the description below to get all of my tutorials. They're all in handy little playlists. You guys will be able to find those, no problem. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope that you can actually sleep tonight, and I'll see you guys in the next video.